Breaking news. Canada's 2024 visa rejections skyrocket. What you must know to avoid being denied. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. If you're planning to move to Canada, work here, or even study, you might have heard the news. Canada is tightening its immigration rules, and visa rejections are reaching record highs. Now that you're here, let's dive into why thousands of hopeful applicants are being turned away and how these changes affect you. We'll explore the factors behind this surge in visa refusals, like the growing housing crisis, and what it all means for you. But here's where it gets really interesting. Stick around as we dig deeper into the impact this is having on Canada's economy and workforce, especially in key sectors like healthcare, technology, and agriculture. So stay tuned, because you won't want to miss those insights. If you're thinking of applying for a visa, this information could help you avoid common pitfalls and increase your chances of success. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates on Canadian immigration. Alright, let's get started. In 2024, Canada has experienced significant shifts in its immigration policies, and the effects are being felt across the globe. Visa rejections have surged to record highs, leaving thousands of international students, temporary foreign workers, and visitors stranded or forced to reconsider their plans. The reasons behind this shift are complex, ranging from political pressures to a housing crisis, but the result is clear: the immigration landscape has changed. Immigration rejections on the rise. Canada's reputation as a welcoming country for immigrants has faced new challenges in 2024. Data shows that in July alone, over 5,853 travelers were turned away at the border, the highest number since 2019. Additionally, visa applications are being rejected at a higher rate, with study permits and work permits being heavily scrutinized. The Canada Border Services Agency, CBSA, has noted a marked increase in inadmissibility findings, leaving many hopeful applicants with denied entry into the country. This trend has alarmed immigration experts, as applicants are facing more roadblocks than ever before. As political pressure builds toward the 2025 elections, the government's focus on immigration controls has become more prominent. What's behind the surge in rejections? Let's explore the political forces driving these changes, especially as we approach the 2025 elections. One of the major drivers is Canada's housing crisis. As housing prices skyrocket and affordable housing becomes more difficult to find, immigration has been blamed for exacerbating the problem. Public sentiment has shifted, with more Canadians expressing concern about the rate of immigration, particularly in urban areas where housing is already stretched thin. Additionally, the government's focus has been influenced by concerns over labor market pressures, with immigration being viewed as a contributing factor to job competition in certain sectors. Increased scrutiny at the border. Now that we understand the political pressures, let's shift to how these are playing out at the border, where scrutiny has intensified for visa holders. Immigration officers have increased their scrutiny of visa holders, particularly those entering as international students or temporary foreign workers. Visa holders are being questioned more rigorously about their plans in Canada, and those who cannot provide satisfactory answers are often being turned away. Border officials are now paying more attention to whether visa holders have sufficient financial means, proper documentation, or clear intent to comply with the terms of their visas. This means that even those with valid visas can be denied entry if they do not meet the new, stricter standards. In addition to checking the validity of documents, border officials are increasingly scrutinizing the purpose of entry and the consistency of an applicant's travel history with their stated intentions. Travelers who appear to be using visitor visas for purposes other than tourism, such as job hunting or prolonged stays without proper authorization, are facing higher rejection rates. Border agents are also collaborating more closely with visa officers to cross-check information from previous applications, adding another layer of verification. This enhanced scrutiny is part of Canada's broader effort to prevent misuse of temporary visas and reduce the influx of individuals who might overstay or work illegally. The impact on international students. International students have been hit particularly hard by these new immigration measures. In previous years, international students were seen as a key part of Canada's immigration strategy, filling labor gaps and contributing to the economy. However, in 2024, the situation has changed dramatically. Study permit approvals have dropped, with more applications being rejected than approved in several months of the year. This trend has caused panic among international students and educational institutions alike. In response, Mark Miller, the Minister of Immigration, stated in August 2024 that the government wants to ensure that students are coming to Canada to study, not solely to work. As a result, the government is tightening its regulations to prevent misuse of the student visa system, which has been cited as a contributing factor to housing shortages and labor market disruptions. The effects of visa rejections on Canada's economy and workforce. Now that you know what's happening at the border, stick around as we dig deeper into the impact this is having on Canada's economy and workforce, especially in key sectors like healthcare, technology, and agriculture. The increase in visa rejections is not just affecting applicants, it is also having a significant impact on Canada's economy and workforce. As the government tightens its control on temporary foreign workers, industries that rely on these workers are feeling the strain. These visa rejections are likely to have ripple effects, especially in industries that are heavily dependent on temporary foreign workers. The agricultural sector, which relies heavily on seasonal labor for planting and harvesting, is already seeing shortages that threaten reduced crop yields, higher food prices, and disruptions to the country's food supply chain. Similarly, the healthcare sector has been facing staffing shortages for years, and fewer foreign-trained professionals entering the country could worsen the strain on already overburdened hospitals, particularly in rural areas. Without a steady flow of workers from abroad, both service industries and tech sectors that depend on skilled immigrants might experience slower growth, affecting Canada's overall economic competitiveness in the global market. Addressing this labor gap may require more comprehensive immigration reforms in the future to ensure sustainable workforce support. Agriculture, healthcare, and technology sectors are particularly affected by the shortage of labor, as foreign workers have historically filled critical gaps in these industries. With fewer temporary foreign workers entering the country, businesses are struggling to meet their labor needs, which has led to increased costs and delays. New requirements for work permits. Temporary foreign workers who are fortunate enough to secure a work permit are also facing new requirements in 2024. The government has introduced more stringent rules for labor market impact assessments, LMIAs, particularly for low-wage positions. As of September 2024, LMIAs in metropolitan areas with unemployment rates above 6% are no longer being processed. This means that employers in cities like Toronto and Vancouver are finding it more difficult to hire foreign workers, and those who do manage to apply must go through a more complex and time-consuming process. The political angle. A response to public pressure? The government's decision to tighten immigration rules and increase visa rejections is largely seen as a response to public pressure. Recent polls show that an increasing number of Canadians believe that immigration levels are too high, particularly in the wake of the country's housing affordability crisis. While Canada's immigration targets remain high, with plans to welcome 485,000 immigrants in 2024, the government is attempting to balance these targets with the concerns of the electorate. What can applicants do? Now that you're aware of the challenges, let's look at what you can do to improve your chances of success in this new immigration landscape. For those hoping to secure a visa or enter Canada in 2024, the landscape may seem daunting, but there are steps that can be taken to increase the chances of success. Ensure complete and accurate documentation. Visa rejections are often the result of missing or incomplete documents. Applicants should ensure that all forms are properly filled out, and that supporting documents, like financial statements and proof of intent, are up to date. Prepare for increased scrutiny at the border. Visa holders should be prepared to answer questions about their purpose in Canada, their financial situation, and their plans. Having clear and concise answers can help avoid issues at the border. Work with immigration consultants. Given the increased complexity of the immigration process, applicants may benefit from working with licensed immigration consultants or lawyers who can help navigate the system and avoid common pitfalls. Monitor policy changes. Immigration rules in Canada are constantly evolving. Staying informed about the latest updates can help applicants adjust their plans accordingly. These steps can help mitigate the challenges posed by Canada's tightened immigration rules and increase the chances of securing a visa or successful entry into the country. As Canada tightens its immigration rules, visa rejections are rising, and the impacts are being felt by applicants worldwide. From stricter border controls to heightened scrutiny of study and work permits, the landscape has changed dramatically in 2024. For those hoping to enter Canada, understanding these changes and preparing accordingly will be key to increasing your chances of success. The shift is not just affecting applicants, it's also influencing Canada's economy and workforce, particularly in sectors like agriculture and healthcare, which rely heavily on foreign workers. Thank you for tuning in to Canada Chronicles. If you found today's insights helpful, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future updates about Canadian immigration. We've got more in-depth information coming your way, so stay connected. Feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions or experiences to share. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.